I guess I kind of hit the limit when it came to marketing. You do have to be creative, and I was marketing the same shit every day, and it was pretty boring.
Yeah.
And I knew like I needed to go out into the real world and see some more marketing, get some more experience. So I really started climbing that corporate ladder. I worked at various different companies. I worked for a few agencies, and I think that was kind of where something switched with me in terms of like marketing, how it's impacting businesses. So it wasn't until like I worked in like the agencies and I was starting to work with more and more businesses, and I was speaking to them every day. No matter what it was different industries and fields. You could sense the passion of a business owner and why they started their business, and I don't know, that drove something with me, and I could see like their marketing that they were doing was not giving them good results, or they could be doing better, or some of them had previous marketing partners and really seen shitty results, and it impacted them quite a lot financially. And I think that kind of switched something in me and made me feel like, I don't know, maybe it's because of how I grew up, and I knew like the importance of, especially when business owners, they're starting their business because they are, wanting to provide for their family, or, wanting to bring more income in. Essentially, whatever it is, it takes a lot of courage to start a business, and it absolutely sucks when they've put all this time and money into marketing and they're not seeing, results. So I think that kind of experience took me down a different path, and I thought, okay, well, I know my shit. Like I've been working in the industry for a long time. I spent a lot of my free time studying, learning about digital marketing and the ins and outs. And I thought, okay, I think that I could help some businesses here. So I went freelancing.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know what freelancing is, and if you're listening, I guess it's contracting. So you go and work for a business, and you do like an hourly rate. It's a bit cheaper than agencies, but you come and help them for like a certain task, whether it be paid advertising or social media or something. And it works really well for them because they don't have to pay tax. You're the financial
Or they don't have to employ somebody, and they might not be in the position where they're ready to employ full-time or part-time. So we can sort of get the best of both worlds, where we can use them for some of their time, and then go, great, might be a project or ongoing, but sometimes not all businesses are at the stage where they can have a full-time resource, but then they can get access to really smart people who are freelancing and contracting.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly. And for, my side, you could charge a higher hourly rate and, get experience for, kind of dip your toes in, whether if you don't want to go full into opening a business and maybe you just wanted to test the waters a little bit. Like that's a great place to do it. And I did that for a while, and it took off.
Wow.
I had so many businesses approach me.
Yeah.
So basically I used this platform called Unicorn Factory, and it's still around today.
Yeah.
And you would go on there and you would put your profile up, case studies. You can apply for jobs. If a business would put in there what they need, you could apply for it. And I was very quick. So you get like an alert if a business would put their job up. I would apply for it in like a minute.
Yeah, nice.
And I would be the first one and I'd get it. So that took off really quickly. And then I think I realized, okay, shit, like I need to make a decision here. Do I go all in and do my own thing and start my own agency? Or do I just keep kind of working full-time and then part-time on top of that and maybe wear myself out?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome. I don't know if you know or if I've ever told you this, but that's how I came across you, right? So, and I don't know if I've told you this piece. So I saw someone posting about the Unicorn Factory on Facebook, and I'm like, how have I not heard of this? Because clients are often, needing a hand with a one-off piece of marketing or some advice, and they're in the middle where they're trying to do it themselves or they can't afford to go to a full-on agency. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was looking into it, and I started seeing these people that were listed, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know if this is real, eh? And so I searched a few of the people, and then you popped up on Facebook, and Louis and Shannon from Christchurch. You know who I'm referring to? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, clearly this is real. And so then I reached out to you, and I don't think I've ever told Louis. Or maybe I have at some stage. But yeah, and I just want to point that out because it's that people talk about it's not what you know, it's who you know. but it's also who knows you. So I know and could trust Louis and Shannon. And I thought, okay, well, if you're friends with them, then I can most likely trust you with helping me out because they wouldn't hang out with people that aren't of a good caliber. So without then needing to go and get a reference or anything, I'm like, hey, Roy, do you think you could help with this? And then, yeah, here we are today.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I actually thought about that this morning. I was thinking, actually, I think I first met Luke through Unicorn Factory.
Yeah.
And you reached out to me on LinkedIn. Actually, not even through the platform.
Sorry to Unicorn Factory.
Bypassed the Unicorn Factory and messaged me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, it's probably like, is this thing real? Because, I just hadn't seen it before. And I was like, okay, this is epic. Because I think people are familiar with Fiverr and Upwork and things like that where you can do it internationally. But I didn't know we had something like it in New Zealand. So,
oh, yeah, absolutely. I highly rate it. If you're in not even just digital marketing, but they've got website developers and designers on there, graphic designers. I don't know if it is super well known anymore, right now, but it's a great way to make money on the side. And as I said, dip your toes in to see if that's what you want to do.
So your entrepreneurial or hustling mindset must have found that or come across that and thought, right. And
how to make money online.
Nice. I think as well, like that is such a good point around, when I got into accounting and started building my business, it was like 80% of the business goes to the first business to respond. And I was thinking, I thought it's going to be the best one, the flashiest tower, the coolest brand, etc. I'm like, all you're telling me is that you just have to go back to these inquiries really quickly and you might beat 80% of the competition. I'm like, sign me up.
Yeah, I used to be in town in the club and I'd be replying to these jobs.
Well, I hope you had a pre-drafted copy and paste.
Yeah, of course.
I've done that
a few slurry.
Yeah, I've done that a few times and the next day I'm like, oh, holy shit. I didn't word that very well, or I'm like, felt so good at the time.
Yeah.
Those early days of business and not knowing where the boundaries are. And I'll reply to them at 12 at night. I'll text them right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you make the decision to go deeper into it and walk away from because it must be hard going from assistant, building yourself all the way up to exec and working with some big businesses, which we'll talk about soon, to make that decision, you know what, I'm going to back myself and go down this path where you've got to build it for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, there's no real answer. For me, it was just a feeling. I guess that I was able to kind of dip my toes in with the freelancing and I realized there was a big need for it.
Yeah.
That validated it for me more because, I wouldn't want to, I probably wouldn't have taken that next step if I didn't think there was a market for it. There is a huge market for digital marketing, especially for business owners who are struggling out there. And I think just that feeling and sorry.
You're right.
Yeah. Can you cut this?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you can just start from wherever you're
comfortable. I might start again.
Yeah.
I guess that there's no real answer. It's more of just a feeling for me and that validation of, I guess, I've already been a freelancer, so I know that there is a market for it.